Have you ever felt like you're living a life that isn't truly yours? As if there's a higher timeline, a more authentic version of you, vibrating just beyond your reach, but you simply can't seem to tune into that frequency? Many of us, at some point on our journey, find ourselves caught in a cycle of endless searching. We try, we visualize, we affirm, but life seems to insist on keeping us in the same familiar, even painful landscape. Frustration sets in, and with it doubt, that nagging whisper in the mind asking, is this all there is for me? This feeling of being stuck, of spinning in circles, is a silent weight, a pain that validates the belief that something is fundamentally wrong, that perhaps we are somehow broken. But hear this truth: you are not broken. You are in transformation. As Dr. Wayne Dyer wisely said, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. This invites us to a profound reflection on what we are truly emitting into the world, moment by moment. What we've been taught about manifestation often leads us down a path of excessive effort and disillusionment. The idea that we need to struggle, to force, or to make things happen traps us further in the frequency of scarcity, of lack, of absence. Culture conditions us to believe that more effort equals more deserving, that struggle is a sign of worth. But this is a subtle trap that exhausts us and pulls us away from the truth. But what if I told you that the truth about shifting to your highest timeline is, paradoxically, the simplest thing in the world? So simple, in fact, that most people, caught in complexity and control, completely ignore it, searching for grandiose solutions to something that is intrinsically simple. The human mind, addicted to control, often seeks the most difficult path, the most complicated ritual, the most perfectly worded affirmation, rather than surrendering to simplicity. But the universe doesn't respond to your struggle, nor to your complex rituals. It responds to your coherence. Or, as Pierre Teilhard de Chardin reminds us with touching depth, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. This is the essence, the profound truth that resonates in every cell of our being. This is the promise of this moment. It's not about finding a shortcut or a magic formula that will pull you out of your current reality in an instant. It's about unlearning complexity and embracing the radical simplicity of your own existence. The truth is that all possibilities already exist, vibrating as waves in the vast quantum ocean, a field of infinite potential where everything you can imagine already exists as a possibility. Your highest timeline isn't something to be pursued in the future. It's not a distant place where you will finally be happy, but a frequency to be tuned into right now, in this very moment, wherever you are. And the key to this tuning isn't in doing more, in adding more tasks to your endless list of things to do to manifest, but in being more, in aligning with the version of you that already inhabits that reality, feeling it, vibrating it, embodying it. When you try to force, when the human mind goes into control mode, when the anxiety of "it has to happen" takes over, the entire manifestation system, which should be a graceful and natural flow, simply collapses. The quantum field doesn't respond to your effort. It doesn't understand your rush or your need to control every detail. It responds to your vibrational signature, to the truth you carry within. It's time to uncover why such simplicity is so elusive, and how you can, in fact, realign with your true essence, finding the peace and clarity you so deeply seek. Imagine for a moment that your mind and body are like a sophisticated radio receiver. There are thousands of stations broadcasting all the time, filling the air with their melodies, and among them is the frequency of your highest timeline, playing a symphony of peace, purpose, and abundance, a song tailor-made for your soul. But you can't hear it. The connection seems faulty, distant. Why? Because there's noise, a constant static interfering with your tuning, a background hum you've grown accustomed to ignoring. This isn't external noise coming from the world outside, but internal noise, subtle and insidious, often going unnoticed, blending into the landscape of your daily life. It's what we might call vibrational overload, an accumulation of energies that obscure your clarity. This overload comes from a life lived on autopilot, without pauses to feel, without moments to breathe, from unprocessed emotions that accumulate in your energetic field, like dark clouds blocking the light. It comes from limiting subconscious beliefs, old programs that act as invisible barriers, preventing you from accessing your full potential. You're so used to this dense fog, this constant hum, that you barely notice it's there, muffling the melody of your deepest truth, the voice of your intuition. It's like trying to have a quiet conversation in a noisy room, where every scattered thought, every worry about the future, every lament about the past adds more volume to this noise, creating mental and emotional chaos. Emotional incoherence is another powerful component of this silent noise, a true vibrational mess. Think about it. You consciously desire abundance, you talk about it, but you feel a knot in your stomach, a tension in your body when you think about money. You long for a loving relationship. You visualize the perfect partner, but you carry old wounds that vibrate fear and distrust, sabotaging any chance of genuine connection. This glaring disparity between what you think, what you feel, and what you do sends a completely confused message, a truly scrambled signal to the quantum field. It's as if you're asking for one thing with your mouth, with well-articulated words, but your heart and your body are screaming the opposite, sending a signal of total incoherence. And the universe, in its infinite wisdom and perfection, responds to your deepest truth, to your dominant frequency, to what you are truly feeling and vibrating. To clear this internal field, to quiet the incessant noise and bring clarity to your tuning, the answer lies in the practice of micropresence. It's not necessary to sit for hours in deep meditation, though that is a powerful path for many. Micropresence is the art of bringing your full attention to the small, almost imperceptible moments of your day, making them sacred. It's feeling the water running over your hands as you wash dishes, noticing every drop. It's savoring every sip of your coffee, feeling the warmth and the aroma. It's observing your breath for a few seconds before replying to an urgent email, anchoring yourself in the now. These conscious pauses, even if brief, are like small breaths of fresh air that dissipate the fog, breaking the autopilot pattern. They break the cycle of automatic thought and allow you to return to your center, to your natural state of coherence. Every moment of presence is an act of recalibration, a fine-tuning of your internal dial, allowing the frequency of your highest timeline to begin to become audible, softly, almost like a whisper, but with increasing clarity that fills your entire being. Many of us, when we hear about a quantum leap, immediately imagine a dramatic external turnaround, a miraculous healing that appears out of nowhere, a dream job that lands in our inbox without us doing anything for it, an epic love that knocks on our door unannounced, like in the movies. There's a common fantasy in spiritual circles, a distorted expectation that the quantum leap will come as a sudden external shift, something that happens to us, as if we are mere spectators in a show. But this is an illusion, a subtle trap that keeps us waiting for something that, by its very nature, is already within us, waiting to be activated. This leap isn't linear or external. It doesn't manifest as a sequential event in time. It doesn't happen in time, as an event unfolding in a distant future that we need to reach. It happens in frequency. Think of your highest timeline not as a distant destination to be reached, a point in the future you need to travel to, but as an energetic pattern, a state of being that you already contain in potential, like a musical score that is already imprinted in your soul. You don't leap to a new physical place, you tune into a new vibrational pattern. And the neuro-spiritual foundation for this is fascinating in its simplicity and depth. Your brain doesn't differentiate a real experience, lived physically, from an experience lived with a high emotional and sensory charge internally, with such clarity that it feels real. This means that when you embody thought, emotion, and behavior patterns coherent with the desired timeline, the brain begins to reconfigure synaptic connections, creating new neural pathways. It literally updates your vibrational identity, changing who you are at a fundamental level. As Joe Dispenza reminds us with such clarity and wisdom, your body is the unconscious mind. Your body doesn't lie. It's a faithful recorder of all your experiences and beliefs. It stores the emotions, the experiences, the beliefs that shape your reality and that have become subconscious programs. If you don't feel the new reality as familiar in your body, if it still feels strange or too good to be true, if your body doesn't recognize it as your truth, it will never be allowed into the field, never fully manifest in your external experience. The turning point then is surprisingly simple, yet profoundly challenging for the linear mind. You don't manifest a new timeline by trying to escape the current one. You enter it when you begin to act, think, and feel according to its vibrational field, even if nothing external has changed yet. This is the act of mastery, the true art of the conscious creator. Your highest timeline isn't a ladder you climb rung by rung, with effort and sacrifice. It's a radio signal you tune into. The station has always been broadcasting, incessantly, waiting for you to connect. The question is, how often do you connect with it? Or do you remain oscillating between the fervent desire to be there and the paralyzing doubt that it's possible? The chaotic dance between these two frequencies, desire and doubt, hope and fear, creates the noise that prevents you from hearing the music of your soul, the call of your highest truth. The true quantum leap is an internal act of coherence, a fine-tuning of your vibrational antenna, which allows the external reality to begin mirroring, like a perfect reflection, the truth you have already become internally. It is your consciousness becoming the catalyst for your new reality. And there's a neuro-emotional pattern, an invisible yet powerful cycle, that traps most people on the timeline they desperately want to leave, where they feel stuck. It's a cycle that begins with sincere desire, but quickly turns into overwhelming frustration. And that frustration, in turn, reinforces the unwanted reality, trapping them even further. Think about it. Most people manifest from a place of lack, of scarcity. They desire something strongly, with an almost painful yearning, with an urgency that comes from the pain of absence, but internally, in their deepest vibrational field, they are vibrating the absence of that very thing. They want money, they talk about it, but they feel the lack of it in every fiber of their being. They want love. They visualize love, but they feel alone and unloved. When the expected outcome doesn't come, when the manifestation doesn't materialize, what arises? Frustration, a heavy, disheartening feeling. And this frustration isn't just a fleeting emotion, something you can simply ignore. It's a powerful confirmation for your system, for your subconscious. It says, yes, this is exactly how things are. My reality doesn't change. I don't have this. I am not this. Nothing works for me. This internal validation, even if unconscious, reinforces the initial pattern of lack and scarcity. And so, the cycle perpetuates, becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. You desire, you feel the absence, you get frustrated, you confirm the current reality, and you repeat it all over again, like a broken record. This is an incredibly cunning and painful vibrational trap, because the more you desire to escape your current reality, the more you fight against it, the more you resist it, the more you energetically feed it. You are emotionally identified with it, even if it's pain. The universe, the quantum field, doesn't respond to your verbal request, to the words that come out of your mouth, no matter how beautiful or well-intentioned they are. It responds to your emotional field, to your dominant frequency, to what you are consistently feeling and vibrating. If you are emotionally committed to struggle, to scarcity, to the pain of waiting, to the narrative that it's difficult, the universe, like a perfect mirror, will continue to reflect that frequency back to you. It's like trying to run away from your shadow. The more you run, the more it follows you, because it is a part of you. There's a profound wisdom that says, you can only awaken from a dream when you realize you're dreaming. Your current timeline only loses its power when you stop feeding it with emotional resistance, when you stop identifying with it as your soul and true reality, as if it were the only garment you could wear. Applied neuroscience shows us that the dominant emotion is the most potent command for the brain to predict the future. If your primary emotion is frustration, your brain will continue to anticipate and create contexts where that frustration is confirmed, seeking evidence to validate what is already familiar to your emotional state. It is efficient at recreating what it already knows. So pause and reflect for a moment. Take a deep breath and feel in your body, in your heart. What within you is emotionally committed to the reality you claim you want to abandon? Where do you still find a certain comfort in your pain, in your struggle, in your story, simply because it is familiar? Recognizing this, without judgment, without guilt, but with compassionate honesty, is the crucial first step to breaking the cycle. It's like turning on a light in a dark room, revealing the shackles that bind you. Not to blame yourself, but to finally have the chance to untie them, to set yourself free. It's an act of courage and self-love. Breaking a cycle requires more than just recognizing it. It requires action, but not the action of forcing and controlling every outcome, but rather the action of tuning in, of aligning yourself internally with the desired frequency. For this, let's dive into a practical vibrational tuning exercise, which I call the I Am Already script. This isn't a common visualization technique where you just see what you want. It's an embodied visualization technique, where your body becomes the portal, the anchor for your new reality, feeling it in every cell. Choose an aspect of your highest timeline that you want to manifest with more clarity. It could be a harmonious relationship, where love and understanding flow effortlessly, the feeling of full purpose in your career, where your work is an expression of your soul, vibrant health that allows you to live fully, or the freedom of financial abundance where money is a constant worry-free flow. Don't worry about choosing the most important now, or the grandest. Choose what resonates most strongly within you right now, what your soul yearns most to feel and live. Now, with a notebook and pen in hand, or even vividly in your mind, write a scene from this reality as if it were a movie script, with all the details. Immerse yourself in the sensory and emotional details, as if you were describing a perfect day in your life. Ask yourself, where are you in this scene? Describe the environment, the colors surrounding you, the sounds you hear, the smells filling the air. How do you feel in this reality? What are the dominant emotions filling your heart? Is it peace? Is it overflowing joy? Is it deep gratitude? Is it absolute freedom? What do you do as soon as you wake up in this new timeline? What are your first thoughts, your first actions that reflect this new reality? What words do you hear? Are they words of support, of love, of recognition, of celebration from the people around you? What is the energetic atmosphere of your daily life? Is it light, expansive, full of flow and synchronicity? Don't just describe the facts, but evoke the feeling of living it. For example, instead of just, I have a new job, write, upon waking, I feel the lightness and excitement of knowing that my work is an extension of my soul, that it fulfills and inspires me. The smell of my coffee blends with the vibrant energy of ideas flowing effortlessly, and with every call I receive, every interaction, I feel the gratitude of serving the world with authenticity and purpose. The secret isn't in the number of words, but in the depth of your connection to this reality. For vibrational reprogramming, the secret is to read this script every day, preferably in a state of deep relaxation, when your subconscious mind is most receptive, like right after waking, before the world external fully sets in, or before sleep, allowing the message to infiltrate your subconscious during rest. As you read, don't just visualize the scenes, but feel, with your entire body, what it would be like to inhabit that frequency, as if it were already your reality. The secret isn't in what you visualize, but in what your body begins to consider familiar. Your nervous system only allows a new timeline, only opens up to this new reality, when it stops feeling dangerous, strange, or unknown, when it becomes a safe harbor, a home to which you belong. A crucial neuro-emotional tip for this exercise: don't seek euphoria. Don't expect fireworks or an overwhelming wave of intense joy with each reading. Seek familiarity. Seek the quiet sensation of, ah yes, this is what it feels like. This is mine, this is natural for me. The quantum leap isn't a sudden shock that sweeps you off your feet. It's a profound recognition, a return to what you already are, deep within your being. By doing this, you are reconditioning your body, your mind, and your energetic field to resonate with the truth of your highest timeline, making it not just a distant, unattainable possibility, but an imminent, palpable reality that manifests in your daily life. The journey to your highest timeline isn't just about adding something new to your life. It's paradoxically about letting go. There's an ancestral symbolism present in many cultures around the world that can profoundly guide us in this understanding, a universal truth that resonates through time, the serpent metaphor. The serpent sheds its skin not because the old skin is bad or dirty, or because it detests it. It sheds its skin because it has grown, because its current form can no longer accommodate its expansion. Its old skin no longer fits its evolution. It has become a limitation, but the process is vulnerable, silent, and often solitary. The serpent withdraws, hides, becomes temporarily blind, and silently wriggles until the new skin is ready, bright, flexible, and fit for its new phase. Such is the process of shifting timelines. You need to step away from the old version of yourself, from the identity you've built, even if it still feels comfortable, even if it has been your identity, your safe haven for a long time. And here lies a real spiritual pain. a deep and sometimes difficult truth to accept, one that is rarely addressed in superficial conversations about manifestation. It's not hard to let go of what has deeply hurt you, the experiences of explicit pain, the obvious traumas you consciously want to overcome. The difficult part is releasing what has given you identity, what has brought you a sense of familiarity, even if that identity was wrapped in suffering, in patterns of self-sabotage, or in roles you played to feel safe, to be accepted, to belong. Think about the roles you may have internalized throughout life, that of the one who always tries but never succeeds, the one who struggles too much for everything, the one who isn't seen or valued, or the one who carries the world on their shoulders and sacrifices for everyone. These are deeply ingrained stories that vibrate a specific timeline, that create a particular reality. They are comfortable, predictable, because they are familiar, because you know them well, and you need, with consciousness and courage, with radical self-love, to let them die. You must say goodbye. For your new reality to be born, for the new version of you to emerge, something within you needs to die. This is the vibrational grief no one talks about, the silent farewell to a part of yourself that, though limiting, was known, was safe. It's the loss of the familiar, even if it was painful. The consequence of embracing this death, this profound metamorphosis, is liberating. The new timeline isn't built by adding layers, accumulating more things or titles to your life. It reveals itself when you shed the masks, the old programs, the old identities that sustained the previous timeline. It is a process of unveiling, of vulnerability, of allowing the most authentic essence of who you truly are, in your totality and truth, to emerge. With each layer you release, more space is created for your highest truth, for your soul to shine. It is a rebirth. Take a deep breath now, and allow yourself to feel the magnitude of this truth. Are you ready to shed the old skin? Are you ready to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough for your true form to emerge and fully manifest? Remember, you are not being tested. You are being prepared for the magnificence that already resides within you, for the most authentic and powerful version of yourself that is ready to live. In the mastery of shifting timelines lies in sustainability. It's not a single grand leap that happens once in a lifetime, but a continuous commitment to returning to your coherence, to tuning in again, day after day. You will wobble, it's natural. You will doubt. The old timeline may try to pull you back, whispering old stories of fear and limitation. But every moment of discomfort, every questioning, every feeling of wobble, is a confirmation that something is moving, realigning. It's your system adjusting to a new and higher frequency. Don't blame yourself. Just observe and return to your truth. To maintain this tuning, to nurture this new reality, create a simple roadmap for your daily journey, a practical script that you can follow. Start each day with a moment of awareness, perhaps revisiting your "I am already" script in your mind or in your hands, feeling its vibration. Practice micro-presence, those small yet powerful acts of embodied alignment in every task of your day, transforming the mundane into the sacred. Regulate your emotions, allowing them to flow, to be felt, but without identifying with the cycle of frustration or attachment to what no longer serves you. And if possible, surround yourself with a community that supports you, a space, like this one, where you can co-regulate with souls who are also seeking their own truth and their own evolution, where the energy is one of mutual support and growth. You are not building a final destination, as if there were an endpoint where everything is ready and static. On the contrary, you are becoming someone who lives as a creator, a co-creator, a conscious participant in the vast tapestry of existence. This journey is a continuous process of becoming, of blossoming, of expanding. It is the very essence of life. Pause now for a moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the energy of your being. Feel life pulsing within you. What are you ready to let die, to say goodbye to release? What new reality are you ready to embrace, to embody, to allow to manifest in your life now? If this video has touched your soul and illuminated a path within you, if it resonated with your deepest truth, join this community, this conversation we are building together. Leave a comment below with a word that represents the timeline you are committed to inhabiting from today onward. Thank you for your presence, for your courage to look within, and for your willingness to dive into the depths of who you truly are. Until next time, in the flow of conscious creation.